In this video, I interview Jenna Kutcher, one of the top lady podcasters on iTunes, about her tips for growing your influence with Instagram and why every single one of us in the influencer community needs to be growing an email list. Coming up. This video is brought to you by LearnVideo.live, a free 1-hour online training on how to grow a highly influential and profitable YouTube channel this year. To get free access, just go to LearnVideo.live. Hey, what's up guys? Sean here with Video Influencers. Help you build your influence, income, and impact with online video. And I'm here with Jenna Kutcher. How's it going?
Good, thank you for having me.
Super pumped to be here at Social Media Marketing World here in San Diego. And Jenna is the creator of the Gold Digger podcast, which is one of the top podcasts for female entrepreneurs, over 3.5 million downloads. She also shares massive tips on Instagram and is just crushing it online in general. So I'm excited to be hanging out today.
That's really sweet. I really don't have it all together, so.
That's true, but what you're doing is super inspiring.
Thank you.
And actually, we're going to kick it off today. We're going to talk about podcasting a little bit, talk about Instagram, because even video influencers really should be using Instagram right now. It's such a hot platform.
Yep.
But one of the things that really isn't as sexy is email lists.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, we talk all the time with our community that you need to be building your email list. So Jenna, what is the importance of an email list and what advice do you give to entrepreneurs and creatives when it comes to that?
You know, it was funny. A few years ago, somebody, a business coach of mine, he goes, "How big is your list?" And I'm like, "What list?" Like, my to-do list is really long, thank you. But he really drove it home for me where you have to have a plan for your followers. We don't own the platforms that we're on. We don't own our Instagram followers, our YouTube followers. And so you have to have a place where you're in control of that environment. And that's when I became super passionate about email lists. And like you said, it's not very sexy, but that's where we drive our profits. And so you can have call to actions on anything that you're creating, but that action should be to take people to a place where you can control that experience for them and really be in charge of how they're getting your content, how they're consuming it, and then what the next step is for them.
That's really good. And on Video Influencers, they've seen that we give away a free guide with 19 tips for growing your YouTube channel. You created how many freebies last year?
I created 52 freebies last year, one every single week, which I maybe wouldn't recommend. Now we're being a little more strategic with what we're putting out, but I love giving out content. I love impacting people regardless of if they buy anything, and I love dropping into their inbox.
That's awesome. So one of the things that we actually do on Video Influencers is we give a free guide away for people that want to grow their YouTube channel, and you do that same kind of a thing, but people might be wondering, how do I start this? Mm-hmm. Like, what should I do first? Like, how do I get someone to sign up for an email list? Is there software to do that? What are your tips?
So I think the first thing is to ask yourself, what do people ask you all the time? What is your scope of genius? And if we're being honest, we all don't feel like experts. I think we all feel like imposters. And so it's really easy to not be able to recognize the gifts that you have or the things that come easy to you that you could bless others with. And so it's all about serving your audience. How can you serve them in a way that answers a question, solves a problem, or makes their life easier? And so what I love to think about is you can literally whip up a PDF in Microsoft Word. It doesn't have to be fancy or beautiful or designed. And then a lot of providers for email lists are free for the first 100 or 1,000 subscribers. So jump on, do a MailChimp or a ConvertKit or anything like that and just get started. And it's really easy to set up. It really doesn't take much time. And that way you're pouring into your audience more. I think a lot of times we create dead ends on our social media, so we don't give that final invitation. And our users and the people that are enjoying our content want to go another step with us. And so it's just like that invitation to do that.
That's awesome. And it's also great to be building your email list because here on YouTube, there's a bunch of drama with demonetization. Algorithms change on Instagram. Things happen. Mm-hmm. Now you're growing your audience off where you have more control.
Yeah.
And you can keep communicating with your community.
Yeah.
That's powerful. Now, one of the things that you share the most about is Instagram. Mm-hmm. And you've grown your Instagram in a lot of ways. You share a lot of tips. I'm curious, in 2018, what should influencers watching be thinking that want to grow their Instagram channels? And what are some of your best tips and focuses right now?
You know, I think that the problem right now with social media is that we're so into consumption. We're consuming so much content, which is awesome, but I think it can also hinder our ability to see what sets us apart. And I think that so many people feel so basic or so boring or they have nothing to offer. And it's time for us to own our awesome and really be the person that environment to be. So I think what's coming next is really learning how to stand out. We're all using the same gear, the same presets, the same apps, and so things start to look the same. And the one true way to make your mark is to be yourself, and you are the unique selling proposition. So I think that it's incredible. My brand is based on being real and talking about some of the crappy things in life and sharing all the good things in life. And I want my feed to be a legacy and not just a highlight reel, but to be the real life of me.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we've heard this quote, we talk about it from Sally Hogstead, that is different is better than better. I think in 2018, how can you make your Instagram better? Things like that. Now, let's get a little bit tactical. What's some of the tactics that maybe have changed in 2018 with, say, hashtags or just best practices that you recommend?
Well, Instagram just unrolled the featured stories, which should be really exciting for you guys that love video because it gives a chance to give your followers kind of a behind the scenes look. And I think that you can use those really strategically. I don't think people think of it that way, but you can make different categories of your life. You can invite people into different facets of what you're doing. I love the featured stories just because I'm really goofy in real life, but I'm a professional photographer. So my photographs are going to look really good, but in real life, I'm just a goofball. And so using featured stories to kind of show your personality in a new way is really awesome way to extend your brand and really take what you guys do with video and bring it onto Instagram.
That is awesome. Well, Jenna, are you ready for the lightning round?
I'm ready. Bang! Although lightning doesn't make a noise.
Ooh.
Boom!
Things that make you go, Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
NYC or LA?
NYC.
Cat or dog?
Dog.
Last song you had on repeat on whatever device?
Ed Sheeran, probably.
Darling, you look perfect tonight.
One book that you would recommend every influencer watching read?
Purple Cow.
One Netflix show or documentary that you love?
Making a Murderer, because it happened in Wisconsin by where we live. But don't judge
Scary.
Wisconsinites.
I love that. Do you have a favorite failure or past mistake that you made that you learned from and that has led to your current success?
Yeah, I mean, I burnt myself out. I think a lot of us are workaholics, we're hustlers, and my new motto is busy is not a badge of honor. I think that we glorify busy. We think it means more success, but I want to work smarter and not harder. So as a wedding photographer, I was booking. I looked very successful, but behind the scenes, I was a nervous wreck. I was exhausted. And so now we really block out time for rest and time for creativity and just margin in our lives. And I think we could all use a little more margin.
Do you have a favorite quote or saying that you like to think about often?
Oh, golly. So many. Busy is not a badge of honor. That's the one. I got to just cling to that.
That's good. Super, super strong. What is a purchase of $100 and less that really changed your life? Like it was one of the best purchases you ever made for $100 or less?
A good pair of yoga pants.
There you go. If you were in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, but you could only bring one thing with you or grab thing or have one item, what would it be?
It would be my camera so that I could take baller photos of the zombies.
That's right, yeah. Should everyone survive, you would then have all the rights and all the great photos.
That's right.
That's amazing. I love that. That's a great answer. Lightning round. Choo-choo, choo-choo, choo-choo. Let's talk about what you're doing, some of the projects you have coming up, and of course, we'll link everything that Jenna is doing in the description below, but where are you at and what's happening?
Awesome. So everything we call the mothership is at jennakutcher.com. I do the podcast, I teach courses, I love growing my email list, and I love just serving people. So that's kind of what we're working on. This year is just all about working really smart and showing up for my audience, and the Gold Digger podcast is where a lot of people can get inspired.
That's awesome. So check that out below. Final thing, as an entrepreneur yourself, you have gotten through the ups and the downs, right? We all go through, especially when we're just starting, it's a grind. And sometimes you're working harder, way harder than you're seeing results. Can you just speak a few words of encouragement to those in our community who are trying to build their influence, build their income, and keep going?
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, it all comes back to impact. How do you want to impact the world? What is the mark that you want to leave? And if your heart is really in it, I truly believe that you'll be a success. But remember that it's not about the numbers. whether you have 1 follower or 100,000, you have influence and you can pour into people's lives. And so just show up for the people that are showing up for you, serve them well, love them well, and I promise that they'll bring friends back to you.
I love that. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
And influencers, definitely subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you want to see another video in our social media series, just click or tap the screen over there for another video from Video Influencers. Click the other button over there. Until next time, Video Influencers help you build your influence, income, and impact with online video. Keep crushing it, and we will talk soon.